We went through the sex ed curriculum document that the government released in August, and the reality is there isn't really any improvements. There are two approaches to sexual health instruction that are recognized. So that's comprehensive sex education. Another word for it is sexual risk reduction. Then there's sexual risk avoidance. Comprehensive sex education is a sexual social rights program. What's the problem with comprehensive sex ed? It doesn't address the learning needs of most students. Most students are not sexually active or do not have interest in sex. Grade 1. In the past curriculum, kids had to label the genitalia of the male and the female. The concern is the instruction takes place in mixed gender groups. There are often large drawings and posters of the genitalia, and this results in a loss of modesty. Let's look at some of the claims the government said. They said, oh, no, it's much better. We have moved sexual orientation to grade 5 and gender identity to grade 8. Sexual orientation and gender identity were coming in the classes much earlier. They were coming in because teachers have the authority to bring that information in, and there is nothing in this curriculum that tells a teacher you will not teach this sexual orientation before grade 5 or gender identity before grade 8. It is going to continue to happen. It's too much information too soon. It affirms that the child knows when they are ready to have sex. Well, this flies in the face of brain development research that says the rational thinking part of our brain is not fully developed until we're in our mid-20s. There's little time invested in understanding negative impact of teen sexual activity and developing effective refusal skills. Can we as parents really influence? And the answer is yes, but we have to work together. And that influence has to happen at the local school level. In the last few years, there's been all kinds of protesting about the sex ed curriculum. Where will we have the most influence? At the system level, the whole Ministry of Education, the whole school board, or is it easier to influence at the school level? That's where change happens. What should our primary strategy be? Protest or positive relationship? Our approach is positive relationship. The most effective agent of influence on a child's sexual decisions are number 1, parents, if the parents will engage. Number 2 is the faith community, and number 3 is secular society. Okay? But if the parents and the faith community don't engage, guess where the kids get their information? Yeah, that's right, video porn. The LGBT community is involved in the schools and has shared their needs. What if the churches adopted local schools? What if they did the same, communicated? Could we influence? Could we be understood so that our kids get a program that meets their learning needs? There are 2 approaches to sex ed: comprehensive sex education and a second one called sexual risk avoidance. What it does is it instills a desire in the students to determine what their goals are, their values are, and then help them to understand the negative impact that teen sexual activity has on achieving your goals, and then helps the kids to develop a strategy for setting boundaries. That's what sexual risk avoidance is. The school's not providing it, so we got to come up with other ways. Church, parents, online. Peace has the programs to support you, though. If we work together and communicate together, we can influence at the local level. Sex is too important to God to lead the culture in schools.